This is worth it to me. This is worth it.
Good.
Like,
okay.
that means we're about to have a poppin' conversation.
I think so. Yeah, because
Okay.
wow, the enemy.
So, Kayla, thank you so much for joining me on Splendid Saturday. Can you just tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Well, my name is Kayla. Kayla Thompson. I am 24 years old. I am a singer-songwriter, and yeah, I've been doing music for the past, like, seriously doing music for the past, like, 5 years, 6 years now. And it's been a journey, honestly, a self-discovery, just learning about who I am, who God's made me to be. And yeah, I don't really know. Play guitar.
Isn't that like the hot seat? Like, tell the people who you are. It's like writing your about section. You're like, what do I put there?
Right, like, how do I actually answer this?
Well, for those of you guys who are joining, like, and didn't hear the beginning part, Kayla is a singer-songwriter. She is located in North Carolina, Durham.
Yeah, well, our church is in Durham, but I live in Mebane. I don't know if anyone's doesn't matter. But yeah,
she lives out there, y'all. She lives out there.
Right.
And I've known Kayla for a couple of years. If you guys saw my story, I posted one of our throwback pics, but that doesn't even go as far back to when we met. So Kayla, my first question for you today is, what are the 5 things that are making you smile today?
Oh my gosh. What are the 5 things that are making me smile today? The first, it would have to be me and my dad had a really great conversation this morning. And I was just thankful that, you know, although I am 24 and I'm, you know, in the middle of my 20s, I still live with my parents. And there's definitely a blessing in that. The second thing is, it is a really beautiful day outside. I heard you saying that earlier, and I was like, wow, yeah,
it really is.
So true. It's so nice outside. Even here, it's like 70 and super sunny. It's been raining like kind of on and off because like April and stuff. So that's been nice. Third thing, my hair has kept up pretty well.
Girl, your hair, I swear,
is currently dirty. So I'm like, I'm so glad.
No, Kayla, listen, if there's anyone on Instagram that makes me want to press my hair out, it is you.
Oh my gosh. No.
I mean, every time Kayla posts her hair, I'm like, I need to press it out. I need to press it out. I need to show them my length. I need to do it.
Your curls, top notch. I wish that my hair would actually do that because it's all over the place when it's curly. But
you're at number 4.
Oh, I'm at number 4. Okay. I'm at number 4 or that was number 4? I don't remember.
You said hair, conversation with dad.
What else I say? It's nice outside.
Outside.
Yeah. 4 would be just like every day, honestly, I get on Instagram, and sometimes it's like, I don't know, being in quarantine has been a weird thing, like being on social media, and for me, I guess going kind of deep, like it's hard for me to get on Instagram and not fight like comparison and things like that. So what's really dope is getting on there and seeing people like, oh, they posted my song, or they like commented on something I did, and they're just like, yo, I'm really proud of you, what you're doing. So I got on Instagram today and I kind of had a message like that, and that was really cool. An artist that I actually really have like liked for a while, like she's in Charlotte, and she like reposted like my song. I was like, oh, that's so cool. So just stuff like that. And then the 5th thing is so random, but I'm obsessed with this show called Good Girls. And it comes on NBC, but I watched it on Netflix, and there's this dude on there, and he is so fine. His name is Rio. Thank you, God. And he's gorgeous. And I just love watching that show just for him, and he makes me smile.
You better go ahead. Listen, it's the little things. You better enjoy your little crush, right? Yeah. Awesome. Welcome, guys, who just joined in. I'm speaking with Kayla Thompson, singer-songwriter. So I'm going to dive right into it. So Kayla, you just released a new song, Pray You Away, and now I need to get the deets on it. I need to know, how did you come up with this? Like, why the title Pray You Away? Is it personal? Is there an actual guy that you had to pray away? Like, Listen, I need to know this. I'm like your big sis, so I was like, oh my gosh, this song is deep. Like, I felt the deepness in it, and I saw it when you like shared it, like seeing the video, hearing the lyrics, like you said, it's a beautiful composition that you created, and I know you have a team with you. So share with the people how you came about the song as far as writing and then the creative direction, just all that jazz.
Yeah. So Pray You Away, I wrote last year, around March or so. And yeah, definitely from personal experience, a real life experience that I went through.
Which is good. I mean, it birthed something.
For sure. And I mean, when like it was happening, it was like the guy or whatever, like it really was like kind of like how I say in the song, like I never saw this coming, like kind of, it just, everything happened so fast, and like learning that, oh, this guy actually is with someone else, and kind of having to like navigate those feelings. Honestly, me writing the song, it was just like me dealing with those feelings, and dealing with like, I don't know, like the abruptness of it kind of was just like, oh wow, okay. Because I don't know, I'm not that person that like, oh, I like this guy and I like this guy, and then I'm dating this person. Like I'm honestly very content by myself, which is good, I guess. But yeah, so I guess it's rare that I would like somebody, or that I'd be interested in someone. So yeah, me writing it, it was kind of crazy. It wasn't that I was so like in love with this dude. Like I really had just met him, but it was just kind of a genuine interest. But it just kind of was like, I just feel like I want to write about this. And I started writing it. And usually for me, writing songs, it takes forever. Like it takes me like forever. I don't even want to put a time limit on it, because wow. But it was so quick writing this song. It was so fast. It was like the fastest song I ever wrote. I wrote it all by myself too, which is not super common for me either. But kind of sparked that, me writing by myself a lot. And I wrote it. I would like I got up in the middle of the night to write it, and like,
there was like a press on you.
Yeah, it was just like genuine, like just inspiration, I think. And yeah, it really helped me kind of just like get over that little situation. And it wasn't as like deep as I guess it may sound in the song, or it may seem, but I think it was just kind of like I used it.
Listen, heartache is heartache, and to each their own. So honey, I felt you in that, okay?
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. So yeah, and then after that I was just like, well, I don't really know what to do with the song yet. Just kind of sat on it for a little bit, and just started bringing different like people in to just hear it, see what they think. And so my friend Micah, who's an incredible vocal producer, she heard it. And first I sent it to my friend Nate Smith, who is in Boston.
Nathaniel.
Yeah, you know Nate, and he's an amazing songwriter, amazing guitarist. And so I sent it to him. He sent me that. He wrote that. He wrote that whole thing, that guitar line. So I was like, yo, that just took the song up. And I was like, wait, okay, this song is kind of like really something. So he wrote that riff, and then it just kind of like snowballed from there. Micah heard it. She added those vocals to it. And then I heard it kind of being I heard it faster, because at first it was actually pretty slow. And then I kind of listened to Hard Place a bunch of times, and I was like, I kind of feel like the song could kind of go in that vibe. So yeah, and that happened. And then for the visuals, I knew I wanted to work with my friend Jeb, who's an awesome, just all around visual arts.
No, he really is. He's amazing.
He's amazing. He lives out in LA. So I just was like, yeah, I'm going to fly out to LA. We're going to do some visuals, going to get it all done in a weekend. And we did. And we just had an idea of just doing like a cool, chill, like kind of home style video camcorder thing, you know, and just kind of like simply using what the song is about, like two people who are like, you know, friends, but there's something else, there's something more there, and there's like a, you know, so I met Aaron, the guy in the video, the day of.
And so is there anything between you and Aaron? Because everybody, I'm pretty sure, they need to know the answer. Because it was like, at first we saw the post and we're like, Kayla's dating. And then it's like, wait, we know she has a song. And then you're like, boop, there it is. Right. So just to clear the air so people know.
Just to clear the air. I feel like I don't know what to say. I mean,
okay, you don't even gotta say no more. She said she doesn't know, y'all. She doesn't know.
No. I don't say. I just, first of all, I think it's amazing that people were so interested in like my love life. They were just like, when I first posted that photo, they were like, "Oh my God, who's this guy?" Like going crazy. I was like, "Wow."
I know. I hit up my friend Frankie. I was like, "So Frankie, I know she was there with you.
Right?
What's going on?" And Frankie was like, "Angel, I am sworn. I can't say anything." She's like, "I love you." And I respect that because, you know, me and Frankie go back. So I was like, I respect it.
Right.
You know?
No, like what was crazy is like I met Aaron that day of the shoot and he didn't even really know what the song was about. He didn't even really know what we were doing, which was hilarious. He was just like, "Oh yeah, Jeb just told me to come be a part of this project, so I'm here." I was like, "Oh, well, let me tell you what it is." So, and we just had like an instant like chemistry, which was really cool. And he made me feel super comfortable because I'd never done something like that where I had to like pretend I was kind of like in this relationship with this guy, you know, like it was new for me, but he was like, he made it so easy. He made it so comfortable. And, we definitely became really, really good friend. Not really, but we became friends from there. And, he was just a really, really nice guy. And, I'm so glad that Jeb chose him to be in the video. It was like beyond perfect.
No, he played the role so perfectly too. Like, and I just love the look of it. Like, it looked so natural. It looked organic. Cool. Like, even the shots that he got with the, you know, like homey type video.
Yeah,
it was just clean. Like, I thought the production on it was amazing, especially the creative direction. So to see this out of, you know, the songs you've put in the past and music videos you put out in the past, it felt fresh, especially for this time. It felt so good, you know?
Thanks. My friend Bree said the hair tuck. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, listen, I bet Kayla's...
the hair behind my ear and stuff.
Yeah, Kayla's hair tuck. Trying to be like you.
I'm so glad that that came across because that was really important to me, that it came off natural and was really felt genuine and authentic and just like, it just felt fresh, that it looked cute, that we had that connection, which we did. And so some of the scenes were like staged. They're like, okay, do this, or okay, do that. But like some scenes were just improvised, like the shot where the bus is going by and we're on that bridge. And he puts his hand around like my waist or whatever. He just did that. And I was like, oh, okay, like that's okay. And he was like,
improv, just like that, right?
Yeah, so it was like stuff like that. So it was a cool mix of like, we're shooting, we're working, but it was like fun, we were just walking around.
That's amazing.
So it was cool.
So that leads me into my next question. When building a song and, you know, as an artist, and you've been open about like, you know, your mental health as far as like being anxious or sometimes, you know, just battling with those things, how do you push past that in order to create the art that you do?
Yeah. Sheesh. I think first I have to like face what exactly I'm anxious about. And it's usually like a fear of something. And so I have to like tackle that first in order to like, okay, now I can move forward and go right or go do this. 'Cause I think for me, like my anxiousness comes from like the fear of like, I'm not good enough at music, or this isn't gonna end up going anywhere, or just like, you know, on and on from there. Like, you know how thoughts can be. So I have to like grab that thought. Okay, let me handle that. And then like move forward. But I think with like when I wrote my song Deep Breath last year, that was a moment of me like actually just writing through it, which
I love. That song. I mean, guys, that song, if you haven't heard that song, go back and listen to it. It's on her YouTube. Shameless plug. I remember hearing that song and I broke down in tears because I felt like you understood. Like, I texted Kayla and I told her this and I was like, I felt you in this. And it was just like deep breath. And I felt like during that season, I can't remember what was going on specifically, but I remember when I heard the lyrics, it broke me down because I felt like nobody was around me to say, like, Angel, just breathe. Like, you know, some people say it, but it's like how they say, someone could tell you something a million times, but it just takes another person to say it and you receive it. And so thank you for that song.
Oh, no. Thank you for, like, just listening and relating and sending me that text, because it was like texts like that and messages like that would be like, oh, there's a reason why I went through that really dark place and that deep place of anxiety to make this song, or just to be able to have this bridge that is the song Deep Breath to talk about this stuff and to say like, yeah, no, actually, okay, just slow down, take it one step at a time. Everything will get better. Like, you know, just breathe. It's going to be okay. Whatever you're anxious about, whatever you feel depressed about, or it's like, you can get over it. You're going to get through it. And so, yeah, that's what's been really cool. I think songwriting also is kind of a faith thing for me. I have to like some people just like, they always have songs in their head, or they wake up and, you know, have dreams of songs, or I don't know, I talk to different songwriters and I'm like, not for me, like, it doesn't really come that naturally, if that makes sense. Like, I have to actually sit down and like decide to write, you know. And I think for me it's like a decision, like, I'm gonna go write, I'm gonna write a song, like, I'm gonna, you know what I mean, like, if that makes sense.
Like you have to commit to it.
I have to commit to it. And so I think that's what's been cool for me, is like, it's kind of like strengthened in my confidence, I guess, or you know, I've gained more confidence through that in a way. But yeah, so
that's good. So Kayla, what does a typical day look like for you now, or even prior to the quarantine, as a musician, as a songwriter? Do you feel like now you have more time to dedicate towards your craft, or do you feel like because of this quarantine, you know, obviously I saw that you had some canceled gigs, and I know for artists that's a hit, but like, how have you been dealing with that? What are the things that you're doing during your day that you could, you know, give advice for someone else who's also a musician listening?
I think that did suck when the quarantine hit, because it was like, I did have those shows set up that were going to be just going to be good for me, and all that. But I think in terms of my schedule, it hasn't really changed that much, you know. Like, I always say, like, oh, I work from home, you know. I don't want to put air quotes on it, but I do. Like, so I'm just, it's kind of, this is my usual schedule anyway. It's just more, I think, like, at the end of the day, or like, I'll have, like, because I'm involved in my church and, you know, friends, or I have a lot of family. So it's just like, oh, like, now that because I'm always by myself working, you know, so my treat is kind of like, oh, I have rehearsal, so I'm gonna go to rehearsal, or oh, like, you know, my friends want me to come to this or whatever. So I don't have that, but other than that, it's pretty much the same. But I do have more time, I think, in the evenings and even earlier in the mornings to kind of focus on strengthening my craft. I think something that I've learned in this quarantine, well, one, it's given me a lot more time to like reflect and think about a lot of stuff, but definitely have more time with the Lord, which has been really great. And something that I think he's kind of shifted my focus on is like, okay, you don't need to be doing these things for like views, or, you know, I'm going to do this video and do it this way because I'll get more views, or I'm going to, you know, hurry up and try to get these songs out because I want more, you know, followers or whatever. It's like,
Yeah.
No, like, take a step back. That's not really what it's about. It's about, you know, one, me doing his will and like making sure I'm all that I'm supposed to be. And I think the main thing that I learned is actually practicing playing guitar and like practicing my singing and like actually getting better at my craft and putting time into that and putting like actual effort into that, and not just like, oh, I played guitar because I was practicing this song, but like actually I've been like taking guitar lessons online to try to get better. I've been like doing a lot of more vocal exercises, so stuff like that, just kind of yeah. And then writing, I think too, I've had a lot of writing sessions with people. Had a lot, again, like I had a lot more time to think and just like actually just journal stuff, read, all that good stuff. But I'm sure it's not, you know, anything no one has said before, but yeah, I think it's a time for us to like take a step back and just focus on, I don't know, focus on ourselves, and not in like a selfish way, but just like, yeah, figure out, okay, let me be introspective right now. What's going on with me, you know?
I feel that. Manny did a live the other day with this woman, and she said it too. She said, and she was more so speaking specifically to entrepreneurs, but she was like, take this time to get to know yourself and really know who you are, not your products, not what you're selling, not your, you know, crafts, not those things, like you, what really makes you feel enriched and stuff like that. So even you saying journaling, and granted, some people say it a lot, but I think a lot of people have to understand that, because even though a lot of people hear it, I don't really believe a lot of people do it after they hear it. And like the other day, I posted something that said, don't write, don't type, write it. Something like that. I can't think about it right now because my mind's on a different thing. But basically, because there's power in paper and pen. And you know, because you're someone who journals and we write, girl, you know, we write it all out. Because when it comes back, we could go back and say, this is what I wrote back in like 2016 or, you know, whatever the case is. So I like that you
going back and reading. I went back and read some like journals. How you like text me the other day about like that prophetic word and stuff. Like I actually had read, because back then I had written down everything that God had ever said to me in that year, and I went and I did it by month, and I went and read it over, and I was so thankful that I even took the time to write that out. You know what I mean?
You see?
So I could, you know, I was in a really bad headspace, and I was like, you know what? Where's that journal where I wrote that stuff? You know, and I just found it, and it blessed me. I was like, oh, thank you, God.
Listen, that is so good. No, it's so good. I love when I hear stuff like that, with people going back and like reading something and then just being like, wow, God, like that's what you did. Kayla, what is one of your biggest failures that you went through as a singer-songwriter, and what did you learn from it?
I think I would say, I'm thinking of like two different things. You said failures, right? So I had this really big opportunity in 2016, where I actually there's a really big music festival here in North Carolina. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the name. It's called Art of Cool, and it's a really, really dope music festival. They bring artists in from all over the place. And so they brought in PJ Morton, and they needed someone to open for him. And they just randomly reached out to me for me to open for him.
Wow.
And it was 2016. That was the year that I had left college to pursue music. So it was like my first year kind of in it. And that year I just really didn't get it. I really didn't understand. Like, I just didn't get it. I think it wasn't like a failed opportunity. I went and did it. I performed, and I went up there just with my acoustic guitar, and I sang some songs. I think I had like a 15-20 minute set, and just me and my guitar, and it was like cool. It was good. But when he came up after me, it was like this huge band, this whole production, this whole thing. And I just felt like, I don't know, that I did very well at like preparing, you know, for my friend Terry saying, hey, hi Terry. Sorry. It didn't feel like a huge failure, but it just felt like a missed opportunity to really like, present myself, in front of these people, in front of like PJ, because I got to meet him and he was just like, oh, really, he was super nice. He loved my voice and all that stuff, but I just kind of felt like I just kind of dropped the ball and they never really asked me back. Again. And I mean, I watched some of the footage back. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of like, oh, this girl, I don't know what she's doing.
But look at you now.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And it shows growth.
Oh no, absolutely. I mean, it's everything. Even when you fail or whatever, it's like it's all you don't lose, you just learn. So it's just like the next time I get that kind of opportunity, I'm gonna actually be seriously prepared for it. I'm gonna like make sure I actually think it through. I have I have musicians with me. I have like my whole set together, and it kind of caused me to practice like use performing like on a smaller, I want to say smaller scales, but like to prepare for that bigger stage, and not shy away from performing live, because that's something that is the most intimidating thing for me with music is live performances. So actually like just going out, performing, practicing, getting on stage and getting over that like nervousness, that anxious feeling of just doing that.
And that's so shocking for me to hear, because I know that you sing for your family's church. Yeah. And so I would think like from someone, if I didn't know you, I would have thought like, oh yeah, she got this in the bag. Like she sings every Sunday, or she does, you know what I mean?
Totally. No, that makes total sense. But what's so weird is that it's just, for me, it's completely different. I think singing on stage at church, it's so easy for me to just like sing to God, focus on him.
Yeah.
I have people with me singing, I have all the support up there, but when it's like singing, on a stage, secular music, I guess, it's like, I don't know, it's just like, I'm up there kind of by myself, and it's like, if I drop the ball, it's on me, and I don't know, it's like a different thing, I guess. But I'm starting to shift my focus on like, hey, it's all to the Lord, like, because I'm using my gifts for him, which is something my friend Amber actually says a lot. Amber, Amber.
Yeah.
She's always
another amazing singer too.
Yeah, incredible songwriter. She's always like, either way, I'm using my gifts for the Lord. I'm doing what he's called me to do. So that's all, worship. So, yeah. Pretty crazy.
No, that's good. Kayla, on a lighter scale, can you tell us one of your favorite life memories, and how it's shaped you to be who you are today?
My favorite memories. I'm trying to think. I think, I don't know, this isn't like any specific memory, but I think that just my whole family dynamic and how big of a family that I have.
Tell the people how big, because I know how big your family is.
Gosh, yes, you do firsthand.
Yeah.
Okay, so my dad is the oldest of 8 children, and all of his siblings, they have kids. So I'm the oldest biological grandchild of like, I think there's 28 of us. I think if we're including Tavisha's kids, I think it's like 32. But yeah, so I have a huge family, and then with my parents, so there's 5 of us. 4 of us live in the house. My sister is older. She has her own family and all that stuff. So there's 5 of us, and then my parents like adopted like godchildren. So I have like all these god sisters, god brothers. They're like here. We have family dinners. We go on family vacations, and all of us, we I think together it's like, even in different stages of our different ages. Like my dad, and then it's like me and then my older siblings, like my brothers who are younger, but we're all kind of in these spaces of like moving towards what, like this promise that God has, like, you know, that put in our life, or like said over us. And just to like go through it together, it's just really cool, like to kind of grow together, walk together. And yeah, I think us all just being so different, and coming from different like walks of life, different, you know, different cultures. I mean, one of my God's brothers, he's white. Like, it's just like we're all so different, but we all, you know, loving on each other, teaching each other, like doing life together. It just reminds me what's really important. I think that's what I was getting at, is for me, it's really easy for me to get caught up in like, you know, chasing this dream, you know, going after, you know, this music thing and trying to, you know, do all of that. But what really matters is like family and legacy, which lasts forever. Music isn't, it's my forever, and that like it's what I'm meant to be doing, but it's not everything, you know. It's just one part of my life. And so making sure I have balance is super important to me. And I think I want that to come across in my music as well, that I'm like a balanced human being, and like, you know, not just a musician or the singer, but like, just a good person. And somebody said legacy. Legacy.
Yeah, like legacy is important. Balance is really important too. So question for you, how do you keep balance? Because you just said also it's 5 of you guys in the house. You went from being, I'm guessing, the one that kind of worked from home. How do you balance or keep the boundaries from your family? Because I saw the bloopers for Deep Breath.
Yes. My gosh. My brother, while we were filming Deep Breath, my brother just comes out of his room. He's like, we're in the middle of a shot, and he's just like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Isn't it obvious what we're doing?" I'm so
right.
confused.
Like I'm making a video.
I'm making a video. He's like, "Oh, well, okay, sounds pretty good." I'm like, what? Okay. But I think, that's a really good question, because something that is difficult is like, it's great because I live with my family and I love them, but at the same time, it can be a distraction from like getting things done, because my parents work from home as well, and my brothers right now are in a gap year of school, so they're kind of here still like doing some work and stuff like that, but like they're here. And so it's like, Kayla, what are you doing? Like, come watch a movie with me, or come downstairs while I'm cooking, you know. Or I'm just like, guys, actually like have stuff to do. And when I first, when that was like, you know, when I was first saying that, they're like, what do you have to do? I'm like, I have work to do. Like, I have a life, like, you know, I have, like, content to make. Like, I have stuff that I need to be. So now they definitely respect it a lot more. Like, oh, you're up there, you're singing, you're filming, you're whatever. But yeah, it can definitely be a distraction. Like, even little stuff like, oh, my dad needs help with something, or I'm just like, it's, of course I want to help, but it's like, I could be doing this and that and the other thing. But again, it's like, hey, this is part of having family. This is part of my life. It is what it is. I'm not gonna, you know, get caught up in that. But it's a blessing more so than anything, because they remind me again of what's important.
True. So as we come closer to the end, I wanted to touch on something you mentioned earlier about like going on your phone and not getting so worked up on numbers, like followers, views, likes, because as someone that's on social media as well, that also wants to build and brand content and share light and spread light, and even just, you know, share with the world what I'm doing. And, you know, how do you get out of that mental space of forgetting about those things? Like, what would you tell someone that's like kind of wrapped up in that right now? What advice would you give them?
I always remind myself that everyone's journey is different, and everyone's reach is not going to be exactly the same. It doesn't have to be. And so that's number one. I just say that to myself, like, everyone's different. You're not them, they're not you, you know. And I think for me, like, because yeah, social media is a part of what I do. So honestly, with like just in action, like I'll go, I'll post, I'll be on there for a hot minute, and I get off, and because I don't want to start like spiraling into like, oh, they did that, oh, I probably should have done that, oh, they did it like that, oh,
right,
like I just, that happens so quick for me, and I know myself, so I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna post, see what my little friends are doing, or see what other people are doing for a hot minute, and I'm like, okay, get off, go, move on, do what I need to do, move on to the next thing. So, but yeah, I think the main thing is remembering that, you know, for me, like everyone's journey is different. But then for me, like, just because I may not have this many views right now, that doesn't take away from the impact that I could be making. Like, when I first put out Deep Breath, of course I want it to go as far as it can go. I want it to blow up. I would want
of course.
That. But honestly, like, I would say to myself, even if just one person is, if like 3 people are affected by Deep Breath and feel it personally, and it helps them in any way, like, that's a win, and but then when it actually did happen, like, it really was a win. Like, when I would get just a message like every other day, like, hey, Deep Breath helped me, or even now, like with Pray You Away, like, Pray You Away really helped me, like, just face my feelings or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, oh, like, that's the win. That's all, that's what's important. And so, yeah, even if it's, something humble beginnings right now, it doesn't mean that later on, I won't have a larger reach. And even if I don't, like, I think the win is me doing what I know I'm like meant to do, which is music, and the fact that I like push past hesitation and fear and second guessing to put something out, or to post, even sometimes posting a picture or like posting something, trying to be encouraging. Just the fact that I just went and did that, like, that for me personally is the win. So
no, that's good advice. I love that. Kayla, what would you tell your 13-year-old self?
I was 13. I was in 8th grade. Okay, so when I was in 8th grade, I had these bangs that came down to here. They came down to like right here. And I had them because I've struggled with acne like my whole life. And I like was trying to cover up, my acne up here on my forehead. And my mom would be like, your hair touching your face right there is making it worse. Like, you need to take your bangs out of your face like that. And I would just be like, Mom, stop, leave me alone. So I would tell myself that, to listen to my mom, because my skin was not doing well. And then I would tell my 13-year-old self because I was going into high school the next year, and I was super, super like in my head and nervous about really being myself. I felt like when I was in school versus in church, I was like kind of 2 different people in a way, and that like at church I felt super comfortable to be me, but at school I was super like, I don't know, comparing myself to other people, and like I wanted to fit in, I wanted to be popular, and I would just tell her to like get out of your own way, get out of your head, just be you, and be confident in you, and be confident in the person that like God was kind of turning me into, I guess, or making me to be. And I would also tell her to enjoy all of the food that she could eat and not have to worry about not 1 pound, 1 inch of a pound, of an ounce of a pound. My God. And I would tell her to stop being so afraid, because I was very afraid of singing. I was super afraid of singing in front of people. Until I was like 17, I was totally scared
Wow.
To sing in front of people. And so I would say I would have told her to try her best to face her fears earlier. But yeah, and that God has your back either way. It's nothing to be afraid of. I would probably tell her that.
That's good.
That she's cute, because she was a little cute. She was awkward, but she was a little cute.
Cute though. She was cute. Okay, so what would you tell your 50-year-old self?
Wow. 50-year-old self. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna say in faith, I'm gonna tell her, wow, you're amazing. Look at all that you've done. Look at the family that you have. Look at, the accomplishments that you've made, the people that you've impacted. You should be proud of yourself. You should be proud of who you are and the woman that you are. And you're still snatched and killing it. And
I had 50-year-old Kayla.
Hair still strong.
Ooh.
And yeah, look at your man. He's popping. But no, I would tell her, like, thank you for being consistent and not giving up. And yeah, that's such an interesting
that's
question.
good.
That's really good.
No, I've heard that question asked to a couple of people, and I've always loved it. It's always like a great question.
Really cool.
Kayla, if you could give advice to the world to shed some light, what would it be?
Advice to the world to shed some light. I think this is annoying because everyone says it, but I really would say love. Like, we have to do everything in love, whether that is a big gesture or a small gesture of just like for me, like engaging in conversation with my brother about some, he's into like
video game,
drawing,
something
that he's into, like, that makes him happy. But for me, it's like, oh God, I don't want to talk about this, but I love him. Okay, let me have this conversation with, like, something small or something huge, like, I don't know, giving to an organization, or I don't know, whatever you would consider like a big gesture. But I feel like doing everything in love, and kind of that spurs encourages understanding, and like opening up a door to just like understanding each other and connecting with each other. And I'm thinking like across nations too. There's so much that goes on. It's so complicated. I'm not gonna act like I know everything about politics, all the stuff that goes on. But I think that if we're coming at any situation or coming at any whatever in love, and in like, we're all here on this earth together to make the earth better and to make each other better. And that's why we're different. Is if we were all the same, like, we're all different for a reason, to help each other be better and to be balanced. And so in order to do that, we have to have understanding. We have to have, we have to love one another on that level of just like, okay, I'm going to genuinely try to understand this person, connect with this person or these group of people, and love them. But yeah, I think love and faith, for sure. That definitely always sheds light, because faith for me is about like believing that there is always better coming, and that life can only get better. It's not going to get worse, just having a positive outlook. I mean, that's so simple, but and just reminding each other of that in whatever gifts that we have, whatever ways that we can. So yeah, that's
No, that's good. So my last couple of fun questions. One would be, and me and Emmanuel ask everybody this now, what goes in the bowl first, cereal or milk?
Oh my gosh, cereal. I do not understand people who say milk.
Thank you. I actually know two people that say milk.
For real?
Yeah. And she was telling me, she was like, she was like, if you pour the milk first, then you could put the right amount of cereal in so your cereal doesn't get soggy. But I'm like, dude, that's not how you
do the other way around.
Exactly. I was like, I've never had soggy cereal.
No. Unless
Would you marry someone that does that?
Frankie said. Would I marry somebody that does that?
Yeah, put some milk first.
It's not that deep.
Yeah, she's like, that's not that deep.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, it's weird as crap, but sure.
Okay, sure.
Cereal.
I know. I should go have like a bowl of cereal tomorrow morning and like
just
do the milk
You
first.
know what?
I'll probably throw up. No, I can't.
I'll probably throw up. I don't really know how much to put in there because I feel like the cereal's just gonna sit on top.
You know, I just feel like I'd pour too much, and it's like as soon as you put the cereal in, if you pour too much milk, it's not like you can pour it back. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
I don't know.
And then it's like, are you wasting food after that? Okay,
definitely
each their own. Okay. My next one is, what song is stuck in your head right now?
Oh my gosh, what song is stuck in my head right now? What was I just listening to? Oh, there's this song. Oh, now I'm thinking of like two different songs I listen to like every day. There's this song by who is it? Victoria Monet and Lucky Day.
Okay.
And it's called A Little More Time. It's like, all I need is a little more time, with the time together with mine. It's just like a really fun, like,
it's like upbeat.
I don't know. It's like a vibe. Yeah,
I got Kayla to sing on my live. I'm so happy.
No, I don't even know how that sounded, but yeah, that song is really, really nice.
Listen, if you guys don't know Kayla, go on her Instagram, follow her, listen to her stuff. Her covers are amazing. Like, The Shallow is still like my utmost favorite. Like,
your uncle?
I literally, oh my God, your cover for that, I'm like,
I'm on the yes.
Like, yes, that's where I am.
Shout out to my friend Calvin. He's amazing. That cover would not be what it is without him, for sure.
Shout out to Calvin. But guys, if you have literally, if this is your first time meeting Kayla on live, welcome. There is Kayla. You've met her. Follow her. Download her song, Pray You Away. It is so good. Watch the video. She's on YouTube. You're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music,
anywhere you listen to music. I'm
SoundCloud
there.
Too?
SoundCloud. Oh, SoundCloud. Not everything is on SoundCloud, but there is some stuff on there. Some little covers.
Stay tuned, SoundCloud people.
Yes.
Kayla, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for sharing your story and, you know, sharing those parts that a lot of people are comfortable talking about. And also, before we go, I just wanted to say I can't wait to see what God is doing in your life and how he continues to bring you to the nations and share your voice, share the gift that he placed in you to touch and help people heal, whether it's broken hearts or even bring them joy, whatever it may be. And my last thing, if, you know, the guy is watching, how would you want to be approached?
If
if the guy's watching. Because, you know, after all of that, I just need to know, like, so if he's on here and he wants, like, if he wants your attention, what would you want him to do?
I just love someone who's straightforward. Just be straightforward with me. Just hit me up. Tell me how you feel. Tell me you want to get to know me better, whatever it is. And just, I like that. That's very attractive to me because it makes me feel like you're being intentional. Makes me feel like security with that. Like, okay, this person actually is, you know.
And then whoever it is, and for whoever it is, just because I see my friend, I don't know who Paul is, but Paul.
Oh, I do see Paul.
Just in doubt.
Hello,
if
Paul.
It's not Kayla, don't be discouraged, okay? Because your person's out there, okay?
Yes.
Because there's no pressure for anyone on the live. But for Kayla, she appreciates the direct, you know. And if the guy is on here, be careful. Her daddy is not someone to play around with. He hunts.
Listen,
and he preaches. So he will hunt you down and preach a word to you. Okay.
I got 3 brothers. I have
You sure do. And they're big. They're not small. Like they're your little brothers, but they're big.
Right.
Kayla, thank you so much. Is there anything you want to say before we close out?
No, I just want to say thank you for just inviting me on and, you know, getting me talking about the stuff I don't get to do this often. So it's really cool. I'm super thankful and thankful for our friendship. You've always been so encouraging to me and just seeing something in me and believing in it. And so same to you. And yeah, thank you everybody who came and wanted to listen to what we have to say. It's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. And Kayla, you're going live again and you're going to be with Girls and Guitars. What is it? Yes. So that people know if they want to hear you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm going live in about a couple of hours with Girls and Guitars. They're doing a concert called 6 Strings of Hope. So it's going to be I think it's 4 other artists. We're just going to go sing here on Instagram Live. I'm going to do it's just a 10-minute set. I think I start at 6:15. But I'm just going to be up there at 6, just ready to go. So yeah, nice. At 6 right here back on Instagram. And
right. Yeah, and then you have another one in the UK that's going to be at what time?
Tomorrow I'm going live with Artist Marketplace at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but it's 8 p.m. I think UK time. Yeah, so it's just going to be a similar thing like us, just chatting, talking. I think I might play Pray You Away for them. I think they said something like that. So yeah, it's going to be cool. Cool
yes.
Stuff.
And Charles, she's not the triplets, but she has 3 brothers that are the triplets.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're my younger
She's the
brothers.
oldest sibling. It's her, then the triplets.
Yep.
But Kayla, thank you so much. I love you. Right. Give your mom a kiss for me because she's holding it down. Okay.
She really does.
And that was great. I'm so happy we talked.
Yeah, me too. I'm happy to be here. Hopefully I can come again soon.
Oh, yes. And hopefully when this is all over, we could all come together soon.
I know. Oh. Jesus. This is so crazy.
All right, Kayla. I'm signing you out.
All right, cool. I'll see y'all later.
Again, I hope this was encouraging. I hope you guys felt the light that was being shared. Yeah, enjoy your Saturday. I'm about to sign off of this because it's beautiful outside and your girl's not trying to miss it for nothing. I love spending time with you guys. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to keep your light shining, okay? So keep shining, baby. Don't let nobody dim your light. As always, with love, peace, and hair grease, and whatever else. I hope you guys like this background. This is Manny's wall, by the way. But, all right. Love you guys. Peace out.